Hi, Taehyung lovers all around the world. Welcome back to the Taehyung Lovers Worldwide channel. 3 seconds. Don't skip, because what we're about to discuss today is not just an ordinary fashion campaign. This is about the moment when the world unconsciously acknowledged one thing: the center of cultural gravity is shifting. February 2026 was not an ordinary month. When Celine released its latest campaign, the spotlight did not stop at the logo. It immediately pointed to one name, Kim Taehyung. Within minutes, the global algorithm reacted as if struck by electricity. Twitter, X, Google, YouTube, TikTok, everything moved. Not just trending, this was domination. And the question isn't only about the luxury outfit worth more than $10,000 that he wore. Not just about the sharp black suit, the dramatic red scarf, or how every single item was immediately hunted down, causing search spikes across global marketplaces. What's bigger than that is this: what is the true value of one name? How much does a brand as prestigious as Celine have to spend for a single campaign? And why does an investment of millions of dollars feel small compared to the impact generated by this BTS member? Today we're going to break it all down. From estimated global campaign costs, world-class ambassador fees, to how a single gaze can move the digital economy across continents. This is not just fashion. This is mass psychology. This is business strategy. This is pop culture history being written right before our eyes. So before we go deeper, make sure you share your thoughts in the comments, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next shocking facts. And don't forget to help it go viral, so the world continues to see the kindness, artistry, and extraordinary influence of Kim Taehyung. Because after this video, you will never look at a fashion campaign the same way again. Because in February 2026, the world didn't just see a new fashion campaign. The world witnessed a shift in cultural gravity. One visual release, one name, and within minutes, global algorithms moved as if electrified. February 2026 opened with one word echoing across the international fashion industry: spectacular. The legendary French fashion house, Celine, officially released its latest campaign. But the spotlight did not stop at that logo. It zoomed directly toward one figure standing within a minimalist white frame: Kim Taehyung. Within minutes after the video and photos were released through official global channels, social media timelines transformed into stages of admiration. Keywords related to his name surged in real-time search trends. Platforms such as Twitter, X, Google Trends, YouTube, and TikTok recorded sharp spikes in interaction. This was not merely buzz. This was algorithmic dominance, a phenomenon when one name controls cross-border conversations in a time frame almost impossible to measure manually. Kim Taehyung appeared wearing the CELINE Double-Breasted Wool Tailored Jacket in black, a sharply structured black wool suit with strong shoulders and a crisp Parisian tailoring silhouette, globally estimated at USD 3,200 to 3,800. That piece was not just clothing. It was visual architecture radiating discipline and strength. But the aesthetic game did not stop there. He paired it with the Celine printed silk wrap skirt in crimson red, a vivid red silk fabric with black graphic illustrations, dramatically tied at the waist, estimated at USD 1,500 to 2,000. The combination of black and red was not merely color contrast. It was a dialogue between calm and fire, control and passion. In color psychology, red triggers intense emotional responses, heightening focus and accelerating the heartbeat. And Taehyung stood right in the center of that visual tension, with a gaze both sharp and soft, symmetrical features, a clean jawline, and proportional nose that reinforced an impression of elegance and mystery at once. The question of how much Celine had to spend for its latest campaign with Kim Taehyung is compelling. Yet it must be emphasized from the beginning that exact contract figures are confidential and never officially disclosed to the public. Nevertheless, based on global luxury industry standards and fashion marketing analyst reports, a rational estimation can be made. For a high-fashion global campaign covering international-level photo and video production, top-tier photographers, elite styling teams, cross-continental digital advertising distribution, billboards, prestigious fashion magazine placements, and a worldwide launch strategy, production and distribution costs could range between $2 million and $10 million or even more, depending on scale and exclusivity. Beyond visual production costs, the largest component is, of course, the brand ambassador contract itself. For a global figure with cross-industry influence like Kim Taehyung, also known as a member of BTS, the estimated annual fee as a luxury global ambassador typically ranges between $4 million and $8 million per year. In certain cases, it can exceed that figure if it includes global exclusivity, image usage rights across multiple countries, and performance-based campaign bonuses. This value aligns with top-tier international celebrity contracts with measurable global sales power and economic impact. What makes those numbers reasonable from a business perspective is the calculation of earned media value, EMV, the exposure value generated organically through media and public engagement. In previous industry reports, Taehyung was said to generate hundreds of millions of dollars in media exposure value for brands partnering with him within months. That means if a campaign costs tens of millions, including ambassador contracts, the resulting publicity and sales boost can multiply far beyond initial investment. From a return on investment ROI perspective, this explains why major fashion houses are willing to invest heavily in a single global figure. Because the impact extends beyond image to direct search traffic, product sales, and brand positioning across Asian and global markets. In short, when combining global campaign production costs and Taehyung's estimated compensation, Celine's total investment for one major campaign cycle could reach tens of millions of US dollars. However, considering the viral impact, search surges, and potential sales increases each time he appears in an official campaign, that figure is viewed within the fashion industry as a strategic investment, not merely a promotional expense. The next close-up revealed a Celine oversized silk scarf with graphic motif wrapped dramatically around his neck, estimated at USD 650 to 900. The red silk scarf almost covered part of his face, yet intensified his deep gaze and elegant melancholic expression. The camera captured the smoothness of his skin and the defined structure of his facial bones, creating an impression that was both intimate and untouchable. At this point, public reaction shifted into tangible action. Global searches for the items Taehyung wore surged significantly. Across international marketplaces, related keywords spiked sharply. Similar products on major e-commerce platforms, such as Amazon and Alibaba, experienced traffic increases. This phenomenon once again reaffirmed the economic effect of a figure also known as a BTS member, a group that has shattered global music industry records and built a cross-continental fandom base. In another portrait, Taehyung rested his face on his palm, eyes closed as if immersed in silent contemplation. The black suit appeared even more architectural under minimalist lighting. The clean white background sharpened every line of his silhouette. Here, luxury did not scream, it whispered, yet its echo traveled worldwide. This is the power of imagery. When visual simplicity meets the aura of a global icon, the result is not merely aesthetic. It becomes a cultural event. The final full-body portrait reinforced a narrative of modern luxury through the Celine long wool overcoat in black, estimated at USD 4,000 to 4,800, paired with a gray fine-knit sweater around USD 900 to 1,200 and high-waisted tailored trousers in black wool valued at USD 1,200 to 1,600. The finishing touch came from the Celine Wyatt Harness Chelsea Boots in brown caskin, estimated at USD 1,100 to 1,400. The total value of the look easily exceeded 10,000 US dollars. Yet what truly shook the audience was not the price tag. It was how Taehyung brought every thread to life with calm gestures and effortless charisma. Since being announced as Celine's global ambassador several years ago, Taehyung has become a significant representation of the fashion house's image transformation in Asian and global markets. The fashion industry understands that K-pop figures possess extraordinary commercial drive. But in the February 2026 campaign, there was something deeper than marketing strategy. There was artistic legitimacy. There was narrative consistency. He did not look like a celebrity dressed in expensive clothes. He looked like an organic part of the fashion house's creative vision itself. February 2026 is now recorded as the moment when fashion and music met again in a single precise frame, when one gaze became stronger than 1,000 promotional words. When one photo frame triggered waves of global searches and strengthened an artist's position as a cross-industry cultural icon. With Celine, Kim Taehyung did not merely wear luxury, he made it alive. And once again, the world had no choice but to watch in awe. February 2026 was not just a campaign release month. It was a moment when the world witnessed how one name could shift the direction of global conversation. When Celine released its visuals, it wasn't only the fashion industry that moved. The world's algorithms moved. And in the middle of that minimalist white frame stood one undeniable figure, Kim Taehyung. Not just clothing worth more than $10,000 US, not just a black suit, a red scarf, or luxury leather boots. What we witnessed was a shift in cultural gravity, algorithmic dominance. When Taehyung's name took over Twitter, X, Google Trends, YouTube, and TikTok within minutes, that wasn't coincidence. That was impact. That was real influence. That was the power of a BTS member who is no longer just an idol, but a cross-industry global icon. And now the question is for you, is this merely a fashion campaign or the beginning of a new chapter of even greater domination? Thank you for watching until the end. Taehyung lovers, if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next moment. If you don't like it, feel free to skip. Taehyung Lovers channel never forces anyone. But one thing is certain. We will continue to stand here, voicing facts, dissecting impact, and ensuring the world always sees the kindness, artistry, and extraordinary influence of Kim Taehyung. Because believe this is not the peak yet. And when the next wave comes, you will definitely want to be part of that moment.